It is 2 into d by dRL of RL plus RTH. So what you will be getting is RL plus RTH. Now when you further differentiate this, you will be getting 1. So further simplifying this, you can take this RL plus RTH outside. Already you have RL plus RTH the whole cube. So here you have RL plus RTH V0 square minus V0 square RL 2 V0 square RL. Now you can again take V0 square also outside. Ultimately you will be getting V0 square RTH plus RL minus 2 into RL divided by RL plus RTH the whole cube. So in short, I can write that dPL by dRL is equal to V0 square RTH minus RL. If I can simplify the previous equation, you have RL minus 2RL, which can be simplified. So this gives RTH plus RL the whole cube. Now, by looking at this equation, you can see at what condition or at what value of RL this equation will become 0. So when this RTH is equal to RL, only then this equation will become 0. So dPL by dRL is equal to 0 when RL is equal to RTH. So this is the condition for maximum power transfer. So this is the condition for maximum power transfer. So that is the internal resistance of the DC source network, which is RTH. So when this is equal to the load resistance, maximum power will be actually transferred from the source to the load. Now, how much is the maximum power? When you substitute this condition RL is equal to RTH in the first equation, let me take this as the second equation and this as the third equation. I am going to substitute this maximum power transfer condition in the value of power that we have actually obtained in the first equation. So substitute this third equation in 1. We get P max is nothing but V0 square RTH divided by, so in the place of RL I am going to substitute RTH. So RTH plus RTH the whole square, that is nothing but 2 RTH the whole square, so that is V0 square by 4 into RTH. So this is the maximum power that is transferred by the source. Now, this is the maximum power transferred by the source. Now, what is the maximum power consumed by the load? This is the maximum power transferred by the source. Now, in between there is no loss, so therefore, again, the power consumed by the load will also be same as the power transmitted as long as there is no loss in between. Now, since the power transferred and the power consumed by the load both are same, and the total power supplied will be actually twice of V naught square into 4 RTH. Now, if you look at the efficiency, so this efficiency is actually measured during maximum power transfer. We are denoting it by eta. So this efficiency is expressed in terms of percentage of P max by P. So as I told you, so this is the power, maximum power transferred by the source and the maximum power consumed by the load. Now the total power that is the total power consumed by the load and the total maximum power transferred by the source, it both are same. So ultimately the total power supplied will be 2 times of what you have here, V naught square by 4 into RTH. So if you multiply 2 into V naught square by 4 into RTH, you get V naught square by 2 RTH. So ultimately when you find the efficiency of this, you get 50%. Okay. So this is actually a very poor efficiency. But till this part it is required for you to solve problems. And this part will be for your further study, maybe when you study about power transmission and all that. So these concepts are required.
How we can gain, sir?
Yeah.
How we can find P max?
Please explain.
Kuldeep, there is some noise. Can you please be clear?
Sir, how can we find P max?
Yeah. So P max we have already derived here. Now when you want to find P, it is actually 2 times of V naught square by 4 into RTH, because that is the total power that is applied, because maximum the power transferred and the power consumed are same. So ultimately the total power that is applied will be 2 times of this. Okay. So
Yes.
so one side you will be having V naught square by 4 into RTH, and then you have V naught square by 2 into RTH. So ultimately when you divide, you will be getting 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 100 is actually 50%. Okay. So you can also use nodal analysis to solve this problem. It's up to you. I'm just showing you another way of solving it. And this is not the only way to solve the problem. Let's say I will take this current as I1 and this current as I2. Okay. And as I told you, this terminal is open circuited, so you can discard this part of the circuit where I have made the cross mark. So this current I2 will be ultimately flowing through this 1 ohm resistance. Fine. So therefore the voltage drop VAB is nothing but I2 into 1. So I need to find this I2. I know I need to find I2. So you can simply use current division rule to find I2. So I2 will be the total current I into the other branch resistance, that is 2 ohm, divided by the total resistance, that is 2 plus the same branch resistance will be 5 plus 1. So the 5 ohm resistance and the 1 ohm resistance. So ultimately you get this will be 8 by 5 into 2 by 8. So you have 2 by 5 ampere. This will be I2. And if you look at the circuit, you will know that this voltage VAB is nothing but I2 into 1 ohm. So that is 2 by 5 into 1 volt. Again, if you look at the circuit, the open circuit voltage VOC will be nothing but VAB plus 6 volt. If you actually you are ultimately measuring, if you look at this, you are ultimately measuring the voltage between this point A and you are measuring the voltage between this point A and this point. So ultimately in this line, the voltage is VAB plus 6 volt. So the open circuit voltage is VAB plus 6 volt, that is 2 by 5 plus 6, that is around 32 by 5 volt, 6.4. And now our answer is not complete. We have found out one part of the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, but we also need to find RTH. So as usual, to find RTH, we have to short circuit the voltage source and open circuit the current source. So when I do that, I have already two voltage sources in this circuit. So if I can short circuit both, then my circuit will become 1 ohm. This will be 2 ohm. This will be 5 ohm. This will be 1 ohm. Now listen carefully. I am finding the voltage, finding the resistance between these two terminals ultimately. Now you must be very careful. This 5 ohm and 1 ohm are no longer in series. In the previous case it was different because I have open circuited this and I was trying to measure the open circuited voltage, and now between this point and this point I am measuring the resistance. I am not measuring from this point and this point. If I am measuring in this way, so then this 5 ohm and 1 ohm are in series. Now this 5 ohm and 1 ohm are not in series because I am actually measuring the resistance between these 2 points. Fine. Now let us see what is the resistance that we are getting. Ultimately, your RTH is this 1 ohm and 2 ohm are in parallel. So the equivalent of this will be 1 into 2 divided by 1 plus 2. Fine. and that is will be in series with that parallel combination of these two are in series with the 5 ohm resistance, and whatever you get a combination of 1, 2 and 5, that will be in parallel with this 1 ohm resistance. So this is how we reduce this network. So the parallel combination of 1 and 2, I will be getting 1 into 2 divided by 1 plus 2, fine, and that parallel combination will be in series with the 5 ohm, so that is 5, and then whatever I have got here, so that will be in parallel with this 1 ohm resistance. So it's ultimately this into 1 divided by 1 into 2, 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1. You have 2 by 3 plus 5, maybe 2 plus 15 plus 3 by 3, or maybe you get 17 by 20, that is 0.85 ohm. I have obtained RTH. Now the question is, for what value of R you will get maximum power transferred from the source to the load. So when R is equal to this RTH, maximum power transfer happens. And what is the maximum power that is transferred? So for that we have already obtained the equation. So now the given circuit can be reduced to VOC in series with RTH, and the value of this R is obtained to be 0.85 ohm, and RTH will also be 0.85 ohm. So if you use the expression for P max which we have derived earlier, so this is already derived earlier, you can refer back to the previous pages. So this will be VOC square divided by 4 times R. So this has been already derived. If you okay, so this equation we have already derived. So this is what I have used there. We getting 6.4 square divided by 4 into 0.85, I'll be getting 12 volt. So I'll give you one more problem. So with that we'll wind up, which you can try by yourself. So here ultimately you need to find the resistance R. The circuit that is given to you is 15 volt. So 1 ohm resistance is a 5 ampere source. So all data is given. The question is, what is the value of resistance what is this value of resistance that should be connected across this terminal so that it can draw maximum power from this source network. So ultimately, you need to find RTH. Okay, so that is your task. To start with, maybe you can use nodal analysis.
Sir, what is direction of 5 ampere current?
Yeah, sorry. This should be rectified. Thanks for pointing out. So this is the 5 ampere source. Yeah. You can do nodal analysis. Maybe you can take the voltage at this particular node to be V1 and here will be V2. And this is not actually given in the circuit. Okay, so ultimately you have to find the value of R that can be connected here so that it draws maximum power. So with this you can actually analyze the circuit. Now I'm just giving you some intermediate steps. First of all, try to find V1 and V2. Actually, if you write the nodal equations, you will be getting two equations with two unknowns, V1 and V2. Simultaneously solve them, you will be getting V1 and V2. And if you want to find the current that will be actually flowing here, let's say the current that is flowing, whatever I am writing in blue ink is not actually part of the question. Let's say this current is I3.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
So for finding RTH, I think V1 and V2 are not required.
See, if you want to find only RTH, maybe it is not required. But if you want to find the maximum power that is transferred, then we required VTH also, right? So if you want to find your maximum power that is transferred, that is, you require the open circuited voltage as well. So only for that I am doing trying to find the V1 and V2. Okay. So if the question is only find RTH, it's not required. You are right. If maximum power need to be computed, then you require the other things as well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so try to find I2, and once you find I2, you will be able to find the open circuit voltage, which is nothing but this I2 into 3. So no current will be flowing through this branch because ultimately this is open circuited. So VOC will be nothing but I2 into 3. So that will be your open circuited voltage, and then you can also find the equivalent resistance. Okay, it's already time up, so we can discuss the remaining in the next class.